He calls plays in practice. He was part of the game plan with Frank Reich and Nick Sirianni over the last few years. But yes, this is his first time.
1st and 15. There's a nice block out there for Pittman. Campbell caught it and runs out to about the 21-yard line. 6 in the secondary. Ryman the block. Ryan the throw. Grabbed and taken there by the rookie Alec Pierce. A gain of 9 on 3rd and 5. It's a Colt first down to their 31. I need her by me, so she's got to sign off. 2nd down and 7. Underneath they go. This is Pittman. And they quickly converge on him. Brown was over there among a couple Raiders on a gain of 9 on that 2nd down and 7. A rookie free agent starting today for the first time at linebacker. 3rd and 2. Ryan on the move, and he's got his receiver Pittman out of bounds. Run right there. Gets to the 44. Taylor back there started. Fake and a throw. And it's caught here by Granson. Look at him catch and drive and then get knocked out of bounds by Merrick.
To open up that middle of the field.
Colts have had no first quarter points in the last 6 games, and here comes on a 1st and 10 from the 11, Taylor bulldozing. Jonathan Taylor on the move. Ryan to the air. Ryman the block. Taylor. He slips by the grasp of Yassine. He takes it close. Got the first down, it looks like inside the 1. 11th play of the drive, 1st and goal at the 1. Pittman on the move. They'll shove the quarterback across, touchdown, Colts. They get 5 field goals and a couple touchdowns. On 1st and 10, they swing it out here to the running back, the terrific Jonathan Taylor. He's got J.N. Brown around his waist with a catch and run. Smith the block at the right, tackle and downfield they go. This is Campbell, who is hit and brought down by Duron Harmon. He's got the first down. Flag is thrown. He got to the 46. Gain of 15. 0 passing yards for an entire quarter. It's 2nd down, 6. Taylor back in. Got a wonderful block from his wide receiver, Paris Campbell, and help there on the block by Pittman. And he picks up 13.
There's a reason why he's as good as he is because of his preparation every day.
9th play of the drive, 6 in the secondary, 3rd down, 3 incomplete. Good coverage. Pittman. He missed his first field goal of the season last week. But he drills this baby home from 48 yards away. Johnson is in as a fullback, 2nd down and 6. Carr. Jacobs, nice run, shuffle in the feet, brought down by Moore, and the ball was loose. They say it was down, not a fumble. Carr on 1st and 10. Over the block at the left tackle, underneath it goes to Jacobs, and brought down from behind again by Okereke, who picks up the running back. Colts come in with the number 5 defense in the league. Jacobs dancing, darting. Hit by Franklin, grab, but he gets the first down, gain of 4. Carr with the 1st and 10. Finds the middle, has Adams, 45 of the Colts. Franklin among a couple there to get him. Gain of 7.
As the Raiders hustle to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 2. Jacobs hit by Stewart, and he did not get the first. He was stymied at the line, stoned right there. Ngakoue comes in for Stewart on the line, 4th and 2. Carr, blocked by Miller. Oh, what a great defensive play by Kenny Moore. Ryan, fake. There he's got his receiver, and coming up the middle is QT. Fumbled the ball, lost his helmet, covered by the Raiders. Now another flag thrown, and that flag is at the 39. Brought him to Indy. 2nd down and 7. Time for Carr. Dumps it out. Athletic catch. And then a Okereke tackle on Josh Jacobs. Carr. Fake to Jacobs. Here comes the rush, and outside Morrow. The tight end. Room to roam. Grabbed by Franklin and brought down, but a first down catch and run to the 46 of the Colts. Vegas 0 of 4 on 3rd down. 3rd and 10. Adams wants to throw. Here comes pressure. He gets away and runs. He got by Moore. Look at him go! Oh, he's as slippery as a raindrop. Adams takes it to the 28. He got by Quiddy Pay, and he maneuvered downfield. A flag across the way, thrown at the 44. Abdullah in 3rd and 8. High snap. Abdullah looking for a block, and he got one there from Bars, and then it's Buckner from behind, bringing him down, shy of the first. 37 of the Colts. 4th and 1. There's the snap, and blocked by Johnson. The run by Jacobs looks like he may have corkscrewed for the first. And the Raiders down on a quarterback touchdown sneak by Ryan. A 1st and 10 pitch. Jacobs, a block by Morrow, a block by Adams, and there he goes, chugging to the 12. What a play. Carr chased on the play by Pay to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Morrow beating Faison. 4-yard touchdown pass. And the Raiders are back in business. 1st down and 10. And he's got his receiver. That's caught by the tight end Granson again. Masterson back out there. That's a good sign. Midfield timeout taken.
You do still have one timeout in your pocket.
3rd down, long 3. Oh, he got it. Submarining. It's Taylor inside the 30. Masterson brings him down. We're indoors, a 48-yard try. The tack on 3 more for the Colts. And he is perfect. Got it.
And then the rookie, Ryman, getting an opportunity out there at left tackle.
He's making a block here on a 2nd down and 5, and they find the receiver, Michael Pittman, who is grabbed in the play by Darian Butler. 1st and 10. Across the middle he goes. And here it's Pittman. And not today, though. 2nd down, long 3, handoff here. This is Jordan Wilkins. 16 for 67. 3rd and 1. A block. Here they come. Crosby's got him.
So instead of taking the flat route and maybe having a chance to get the 1st down, he wanted what would sure have been a 1st down.
McLaughlin puts it up and hits the upright. No good. And the defense holds. He had
Derek Carr is still having to hit all the underneath throws. At some point in time, you'd like to think he's going to get a shot down the field.
1st and 10, maybe here. There's pressure. It's Adams who breaks one. Franklin tackle, and then he's brought down by Okereke on a gain of 9. Nickel secondary. And he goes underneath, and it's caught right here. Adams. Grabbed on the play in the secondary by Rodney Thomas. 4 yards, 2nd down and 20. Jacobs the back. There's a block inside by Parham. And a catch downfield, Morrow. McLeod brings him down. 3rd down and 2. He's got Abdullah. Oh, he makes a move on Moore. He dives down to the 3. Jacobs jumps in the block. Touchdown. And the Raiders have come back to tie. He's only had one 100-yard game. 2nd down. So there's a big hole. He's off to the races. Chased by Harmon. Chased by Webb. And you can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Colts.
Make that 2 games, Kevin. And the guy, he likes power running, but if he gets in the open field, he's hard to catch because he's got excellent speed.
For 2, and incomplete.
But the Colts coming up with a big stop on 2nd down.
Zaire Franklin is back in. Here comes Buckner. There goes Carr. Caught. Adams, hold on. Here he goes. Room to roam. Touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Right through the hands and incomplete of Adams. 6 in the secondary. 3rd and 3. Matt Ryan moves up. He needs the 28. He's got a 1st down. Look at the 37-year-old quarterback run with a block from Doolin. Amik Robertson makes the stop. 1st and 10. Ryan. Smith a block. Ryman a block. And a twisting catch made by Pittman. The ball free. It's loose. Did Pittman go back and get it?
Yes, he did.
He did.
Pittman with his hustle gets back on top of it.
Wow. 2nd down and 9 after all that. Ryan, down the middle he goes. Here goes Campbell. Off to the races. Touchdown! Paris Campbell. 35-yard strike. Ryan. Taylor trying to reel it in. Did, but here comes the avalanche, and they got him.
Even though they may not mean a lot on the stat sheet, they've made a big difference in the game.
2nd down and 10. Howland's underneath. Gilmore was there. Amir Abdullah is the running back on a 3rd and 8, needing the 47. Carr. Adams, good move. Moore goes down. Digging. He's got the 1st down because he dug something they couldn't stop. Miller the block at the left tackle. Nice pass, caught, and down to the 35. Abdullah with the grab, a gain of 8 on 3rd and 4, and a flag is down at the 34. Is Derek Carr, who is 23 of 34 through the air. 2nd and 10, outside. It's Adams, who breaks a tackle of Rodgers. Shoved out of bounds by Blackman. Gets it down to the 19-yard line.
I think if you're Indy, you only start using your timeouts if the Raiders end up getting a 1st down.
3rd down 6. To the end zone. Carr dropped by Morrow. Coverage on the play by Okereke. Need the 9 for a 1st down. Carr blitzes on and throwing for Adams. Broken up Gilmore. There's no yellow on the play. There's no... Earlier in this game, that was absolutely spectacular, of 39 yards, a career long. Zeros on the clock, and the Colts have won in Jeff Saturday's coaching debut.